Welcome back to the Higher Heart Warrior channel. My name is Hadija, and today we're going to be getting messages from your passed on loved ones. Now, as you can see, I already shuffled and did the pile selection. It was wild. There were a couple of jumpers. It was great, but unfortunately it didn't record. So here we are. I will be showing you the selectors now. So this is from a more feminine, fiery, passed on loved one. The initials N, V, A, P, the number 50, 55, 31, or 13, 1818, or you could have your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Scorpio, Cancer, Aquarius, or Capricorn, or they could, the person that you're wishing to communicate with or hear from. Pile 2 could be passed on wife with the initials H, O, R, or X, or you could have those initials. The number 60, the number 9, the number 53, the number 8, or the number 46. You could be seeing 444. You could have your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Libra, Sagittarius, Taurus, or Leo, or they could. And then for pile 3, we have a passed on husband or girlfriend. They could have sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Gemini, Aries, Virgo, or Pisces. You could be seeing the number 999, or the letters U, E, K, or G, the number 62, the number 7, the number 10, or the number 42. So that is how you can choose your pile, and we will head straight there. All right, welcome back, pile number 1. This is your message if you or the passed on loved one you're wishing to hear from had the initials VPAN, if they were a Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, or if you've been seeing the numbers 50, 55, 31, 13, or 18, 18. Now, this person could have been a fire sign, which is Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And they could have been feminine in their demeanor. So let's just, well, how about this? I will also get another one of these just to see if we can get like a specific relationship. God. To me, that's like, no, they were definitely a feminine who needed a lot of space. A feminine who needed a lot of space. Okay. Or they may have liked space. I don't know. All right, let's see. What was the relationship to pile 1? A cousin. A cousin. They were a cousin. Or an air sign. So they could have been a fire sign or an air sign. All right, let's get into the messages. Okay. They want you to let go of expectations. And to trust your angels, because it's like this cousin, you looked up to them. And they're basically letting you know, like, they're giving you, well, like, I don't know if you can see this, but big hugs, lots of love. Big hugs, lots of love. They want you to feel that love and trust that you may not understand why they had to leave when they did or how they did, but their love for you is eternal. That love doesn't die, it doesn't go when they go, they're always with you. And they visit you in your dreams. You could think that you see them when you're out and about in other people. For some of you, this person's passing has kind of gotten you more interested in the mystery of life and death, in what comes after. And that's part of your awakening. It's part of the beginning of your awakening. You'll find that there is magic in that mystery, and it'll bring you closer to them when you're finally able to trust that there is actually a divine plan, and to trust your intuition, because they're communicating with you. They could be leaving behind feathers or pennies in weird places, or every time you see a rainbow, you could think of them, or know that that's them. That's your sign that that's them. What is one final message that you have for pile one? One final message that you have for pile one. The letter H. Or the name Gilbert. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's just a fun name. Final message for pile one, please, from their past loved one. So it's been hard work, and by hard work I mean like this trusting that they're still there, this trusting that the love never dies, this trusting that there is magic, this trusting, just trusting in the grand scheme of things. But this hard work isn't for nothing. Like I said, it's part of your awakening journey. And I know, speaking from my own experience, like when I lost a couple of people, that really got me into thinking about the mysteries of life. And obviously, like for me, in the beginning, it was definitely not sunshine and rainbows. It took me a long time to get there. It took a lot of re-examining my own beliefs, and along the way through that hard work, not only did I get to know myself, but I also became closer with the people that have passed on, as well as my angels. And in that hard work, I was able to find that magic. So I'm sharing all of that to say that that is something that is possible for you as well, pile one. And that the wheel is always turning. That's part of the cycle of life, right? So just know that they are still with you, trying to hand you some cups. Try not to linger too long here in this state of grief, okay? Because it's almost over. Okay, pile number one. Those are the messages that I have for you from your past loved one. If you'd like, we can dive deeper into this on my website, higherheartwarriorchannel.com, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Welcome, pile number two. This is your reading for messages from your passed on wife. And in case that's not for you, but you have been seeing the letters HORX, you or the person you'd like to communicate with have the sign in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus of Libra, Sagittarius, Leo, or Taurus. You've been seeing the number 444, 6, 60, 9, 46, 8, or 53. Then your message could be from a best friend. Wow. A best friend, a sister, a mother. Okay. A mother or a wife. Let's see. Well, those, yeah. Okay. Let's see what they have to say. Embrace your life purpose. Okay, so they're guiding you. They're saying, oh my God, that's wild. Before I turned the camera on for your pile, I was reshuffling this and a cat came out. If time permitted, I would record nonstop so that these things can be seen. But anyway, so basically a cat that passed on, wife, mother, sister, best friend, is guiding you towards your life purpose, towards what makes your heart sing with joy, and what you're meant to be doing. So they're letting you know, like, it's protected and they're guiding you. They could be sending you butterflies, feathers, or showing you random cats. Because there's something more about, I'm going to get some clarification on that, but I think you're only scratching the surface of what your life purpose is, and they really are doing their best to guide you towards it so that you can have a more fulfilling life. You're barely scratching the surface with what you're doing now. And if you feel joyful in your life purpose, then they're sending you healing. They're guiding you towards healing. I'm going to get some clarification because, well, the thing is, you could be a very cautious person. Maybe even fearful. Especially when it comes to this kind of stuff. And they're just letting you know, like, there's healing to be found in this spiritual, in these kinds of practices, at least the way I do them. All right, what does pile two's person who's passed on, or cat who's passed on, want them to know about their life purpose? It's something it could be something that requires physical strength. Oh, but extra confirmation if you're a Leo or they were a Leo. This could also just be letting you know that they're aware of how strong you are. Let's see about this, I'm just going to say, hidden beneath the surface of the Ten of Swords. So, like, you've been through a lot of betrayals and backstabbing, gossip, slander, and it's understandable that you're cautious and fearful, and that's what they want you to heal. They want you to work on healing that. How would you like them to work on healing that exactly? I was going to say putting yourself out there, but also with this combination of cards, they're letting you know, like, they are, like it says, I'm guiding you towards your divine life purpose, and part of reaching your divine life purpose would be to seek this healing. By going after what makes you passionate. And this could have something to do with being in the spotlight, which kind of would make sense with with some of those zodiac signs. So if you follow the signs and the synchronicities that they're sending you, that you know are from them, and you embrace this healing, and you do your best to release the past, they really are guide, like, you got some strong guides. Pile two. They're taking you away from all this, the lies, the deceit, needing to be so cautious, needing to be so strong. They're guiding you quickly away from it. Not only your past on loved ones, but also the angels. Like, I just get victory from these two. It's protected. Your victory is protected. So, you know, hang in there. Is their main message is to hang in there, okay? Anything else for pile 2, please, that you want them to know? Letting go of those burdens. Adapting a more whimsical, more playful, more lighthearted approach is going to bring you back into balance, especially with your masculine side. Or you could identify as being masculine. I mean, as a man. So they're guiding you. They're guiding you on your way. It's just a matter of you know, being willing to seek out that healing. Because you've reached the end of that karmic cycle, okay? Pile 2. If you'd like to dig deeper into this, I do offer readings on my website, higherheartwarriorchannel.com, and I appreciate you joining me and letting me be your guide. Thank you. See you in the next one. Welcome, pile number 3. These are your messages from your past on loved one. You or they could have the sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Gemini, Aries, Virgo, or Pisces. The initials GKEU, the numbers 42, 10, 7, or 62, or 999. And they could have been your husband or your girlfriend. And if you've been seeing those numbers and those letters and those signs, but you don't have a passed on husband or girlfriend, let's see, find one more for you, since we did for the other piles as well. This could be well, it came out upside down, so it could be a feminine air sign. And it could be a grandmother. All right, let's see what passed on loved one has to say. Be a light on others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. So they want you to step into your power, to share your experiences in one shape or another, and to let go of your idea. There could be some preconceived notions about what that might look like. Like, shining your light doesn't necessarily have to be putting yourself in the public eye. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything like that. It could just be showing up in your day-to-day life, being that light for those around you that you have contact with on a daily basis. Okay, so in addition to your passed on loved ones, you also have some ascended masters that are working with you at this time, helping you, guiding you to be that light for others. Because it seems like there's some sort of purpose that you came here to fulfill, and it seems to be pretty specific, as in like you being a way shower, you being a light worker, you being somebody who shines a light in the darkness for others to follow. Just by being yourself. And that teaches other people how to be themselves. Okay. All right, pile 3. Embrace uncertainty. So you may not know where it is exactly or how it is exactly. Like, you may not even know what your purpose is, You may not know, how to show up or shine your light. But in the not knowing, you're being guided. You've got ascended masters and you've got passed on loved ones who are showing you the way. dropping little hints here and there for you. Mystery. Embrace uncertainty, and then we got mystery. So pile 3, you're being called to really embrace the unknown, to really step into the energy of the Fool, because you've got that protection, like not just protection, but the guidance. Birds could be a sign for you, and feathers. Let's see. What does pile 3's passed on loved one want them to know? You're going to be getting some communication quickly, actually, from them. You could be an air sign. I mean, we do have Gemini up here, but that also includes Libra and Aquarius. Oh, you could okay, so you or this husband, grandmother, girlfriend could have been a Gemini. Because we got double Geminis out here. So, and that also, for some of you, if that doesn't apply, it could be that's how you shine your light. Duh, it says powerful message right there. You're being called to just share. Just share. However it comes up to share, just share. Anything else for pile 3 on how to share? Whoa. Share your wins. Share your wins with people, because a lot of people share their losses. They share shortcomings. They share things they're disappointed about. But I feel like the more, like, and that could be part of your message, is to share your wins, is to share your outlook on what a win is. One last message. Yeah. The thing about the Empress is she knows when it's time to act and when it's not. And she's comfortable with receiving. And I feel like pile 3, there's a level of comfortability with receiving those, because, like, say you step into this purpose, you share your message, your light, you share your wins, and then you start to receive attention or, you know, words of praise from others. Being able to sit with that, being able to receive that, is a huge part of their message to you, is to get ready to be in that feminine Empress energy. Because you're going to have a lot of options. In what way? In what way? What kind of options? I'm getting nosy. What kind of options? Oh, snap. Okay. So people are going to have their opinions, right? There's going to be people when you, okay, so this could be something that you're worried about, is sharing your message, sharing your wins, and receiving unwanted attention, because then you're not going to have that clarity on what's real and what's not, and there's going to be challenges, illusions. But the thing is, you're being called to step into your authority and to watch all that crumble. Because once you step into you have the Empress and the Emperor here. Once you balance your ability to receive and your ability to give, your ability to share and your ability to listen, you're going to be able to see, like, that fear, that insecurity, that uncertainty, that confusion is going to crumble. And all the while, you'll still have your past loved one and the Ascended Masters guiding you to fulfillment, to your version of fulfillment. And it is going to take some defense. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It may take defense, or you may feel defensive. But what you focus on is what you're going to create. So it's about doing your best to focus on what you can control, focus on what's in your power, and focus on what gives you strength. Pile 3. So much love for you from your passed on loved ones and the extended masters, which I'm just like, wow, good for you, pile 3. If you'd like to dig deeper and get more personal, feel free to head over to my website, higherheartwarriorchannel.com.